What's going on, guys? Boss Pearl here with another guide video. Today I want to talk about my personal Amara gun build. I know there are a lot of players out there who doesn't want to go the melee build and love to use all kinds of guns aside from the Face Puncher and the Bleed Fury. So this build might be good for you. And you're probably thinking, oh, I just saw you use the fish slap on Hemovorus. This is not a gun build, this is a melee build. Well, yeah, it is a gun build. So I'll discuss that on the skill tree and the gear. But before that, since I've already shown the bossing at the first part of the video, after discussing the build, we'll just run the Guardian Takedown in True Trials. Just the first phase, just to show the mobbing build as well. Okay, so let's get into the skill tree and the gear. Okay, so for the gear, um, basically you can use any weapons you want. You can use your favorite weapons. Well, I was just using the free radical because it's just it's just so goddamn strong. It's just so broken. But regardless, you can use other guns, just like for example the Rowan Skull, really good. The needle gun, the butcher, also very good because it just won't stop using bullets if your RNG is good. But yeah, you can just use any guns you want as long as it's elemental, since as you guys know, Amara excels with elemental weapons, not kinetic. So yeah. Well, basically I have two free radicals. One is the face cast anoint, and the second one is face lamp when I'm using fracture. I use this on grounded bosses, and this I use it on bosses that can't be reached by my action skill, like for example the Grave Ward or the Psycho Reaver. So yep. And the plasma coil, this is my only gun that I use in mobbing because it's just so freaking good as well. And now this is for my bossing build using the free radical. First we got the Revolter with action skill start anoint, fish slap with, well, I don't really use grenades when I'm using guns. The important part here is the anointment. So I'm using the fish slap. It's good to have all the different types of elements for that different types of elemental anointments, depending on the boss that you're dealing with. So yeah, that's it. But I use this for mobbing, or sometimes the cryo, which is really good. And now the key or the main booster of our build is our class mod, which is the Kensei. Um, I've tried other class mods like the Phase Zerker and the Spiritual Driver for guns and and the grenades, but by far this is the best for me. It's a Kensei. And for the artifact, I went with the Maliwan Company Man because, as you can see, I'm just using Maliwan weapons. But if you don't have, if you want to use other guns, the best alternative is the Elemental Projector Victory Rush for that elemental damage boost and that good V2 damage after killing a badass enemy. So yep, really good. And also, you can't go wrong with the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge. Since, as you guys know, Amara is really struggling with weapon damage. So yeah, the Pearl is really good. But since I'm just using the free radical and the plasma coil, I just went with the Maliwan Company Man. Alright. So, by the way, I just want to discuss also regarding the Muse. This might be confusing to new players or returning players out there. It says here, after activating her action skill, Amara deals 10% bonus melee damage of her attuned element type with her weapons. Now, this bonus melee damage, just remove the word melee. Just think of it as bonus damage. Okay? Um, Another thing here is the stone artifacts, like the Cryostone, Firestone. Basically, the stone artifacts doesn't work with Kensei. Even the static charge or the Unleash the Dragon, White Elephant, and the Commander Planetoid, they do not work with Kensei. I'll explain that later on the skill tree. Okay, so yeah, this is my gear. And by the way, if I'm dealing with tankier bosses, I use the fish slap. I use the fire element fish slap with the guardian angel, and I switch this to unleash the dragon. Yes, the unleash the dragon doesn't work with Kensei, but it works with the fish slap. All right, so that's it. Now let's go to the skill tree. Skill tree, yeah, skill tree. So here is for the skill tree. Before discussing the build, let me show the skills that doesn't work with the Kensei. Basically, any kill skill, any melee kill skill does not work. For example, this one, Ebb and Flow. Whenever Amara kills an enemy with a melee attack, she gains a portion of that damage back as health. This does not work. Another one is this one, Combo Breaker. Killing an enemy with melee damage has a chance to reset Amara's action skill cooldown. This does not work. Also, this one, Kill Skill. Amara's melee attacks deal bonus splash damage for a short time. Does not work. Alright, so basically the Kensei works with skills that boosts melee damage. It does not work with melee kill skills. Okay? For example, this one. Whenever Amara inflicts a status effect on an enemy, she gains increased melee damage. This works. Also, Joyful Freedom. After activating her action skill, Amara gains increased melee damage. This one also works. Also, this one, Illuminated Fist, increased melee damage, also works. And Find Your Center, also works. Alright. So, oh, by the way, also this one, Unweave the Rainbow. This one also works with Kensei, which is really, really good in mobbing because it has mayhem scaling. And so, yeah. So now let's discuss the build. First, for the green tree, basically I just placed points on it up until I go down to Find Your Center. Personal space, really good for that bonus damage. Arms deal for that bonus splash damage, and Find Your Center. That's it. And now here is for my purple tree. I just went down up until Joyful Freedom. The the um the skills that really works well with Kensei is this three: No Mistakes in Nature, Unweave the Rainbow, and Joyful Freedom. Really, really good with Kensei. And also, I've placed points on Heavy Rain for that extra splash damage, and go with the flow since I need skill points to get down to Joyful Freedom. So yeah, that's the purple tree. Now, for the blue tree, I just went down up until here. Since I'm lacking skill points, I just placed points here on Restless for that good action skill cooldown. And for the red tree, here is my build. You can just copy it. Now, a lot of people place points here up until Avatar instead of here on Forceful Expression. The reason why I went here is I really like that lifesteal, because without this one, we have no way of regenerating our health. Since, as I've said, ebb and flow does not work with Kensei. So, yeah, I went with the red tree instead of the blue tree. This one actually is really good. Laid Bare for that bonus V2 damage. Also Wrath for that gun damage, since Amara is really lacking on gun damage. But so far with my build, I've done countless runs, countless bosses, and it really works good for me. It works. So yeah, here is my skill tree. And by the way, we're using Facecast for bossing, also Fracture. And the element type, we just switch it based on what boss we're dealing with. But for mobbing, I go with a Cold-Hearted for that cryo element, since we really need that for the Unweave the Rainbow and go with the flow. And also, I go with Ties That Bind. No brainer there, it's the best for mobbing. And for the augment, I go with Expedite. Alright. Oh, by the way, for mobbing, I'll show the build. Since I only use the plasma coil, I want my plasma coil to be on radiation element, and switch my fish slap to cryo. And for the artifact, company man. But as I've said, no need for the company man in an elemental. Elemental projector victory rush is really good, and the pearl. All right. And that's it. This is my mobbing build. By the way, I sometimes switch my shield in mobbing. I really like this as an alternative, the Frozen Heart, because that Nova damage, that Nova radius, Nova damage radius is really good, and it automatically freezes those mobs, and Unweave the Rainbow and go with the flow procs. Okay, so yeah, this is my mobbing build. And here is my garden rank. Still haven't unlocked the others yet. And we're running it on Mayhem 11. Okay, so yep, again, the really good part of this build is we're able to use the overpowered fish slap because of our melee passive skills that increases our melee damage with the Guardian Angel. So bossing shouldn't be a problem. Just the Firefish slap with the Unleash the Dragon and the Guardian Angel, and you're good. And you might you want to switch to the Revolter for that extra shock damage. Alright, so let's just run the Malwan Takedown in True Trials, just to show the mobbing.
What could have happened here? The planet does not appear to have been ripped apart so much as burst open from within.
Somebody shoot this one! Barely
That's the reason why I love the frozen heart, because they automatically freeze us. Oh. Last one, I think. Alright, there you go. So, if you find this build helpful, please do like and subscribe. It'll really help me out. And you guys have a good day. Bye bye.